Hi, this is Jamel with Recherche Bichons in beautiful Statesville, North Carolina. I am so excited to introduce a stunning Bichon Frise bull we have for sale that we are calling Theo. Theo is Mr. Black of Rebekah and Harvey's litter. If you don't like that name, Theo, you can change it. We just started calling him that. He was born May 14th, so he's already enrolled in our master's program. He's had received over 400 hours of training, so we know his personality very well. His Recherche score is 678, 6 being that he is dependent. He likes to be with you. He's friendly. He's social. He's just not needy or clingy. He can handle being by himself more than most Bichons. He is self-entertained, but he does prefer to be with you. I don't want to make it sound like he's nonchalant and he's not loving. He is loving. He's just not as needy. He can handle being crate trained and left alone better than most Bichons. On the activity scale, he's a 7 out of 10. He's outgoing, but he's not hyper. He has energy. He will play. It's just not extreme. And then one of the best things about him is he's very confident. He is not afraid. He is not fearful. If there's a weakness of these small dogs is that they can be, he is not that way. He's doing exceptional in his training. He's very confident. Size-wise, his mom is 9 pounds. His dad is 12 pounds. So we put him at 10 to 14 pounds. He's one of the bigger boys in his litter, but he's not that big. They're going to be right around there. He is absolutely stunning. He has a beautiful white coat. Now they are going through that awkward teenage phase. That's the only risk about listing them for sale when they're older like this, is that they're between their puppy and adult coats, and they're not yet big enough to where we groomed him. We did groom his head a little bit so you could see his eyes, but we didn't really groom his body. And so he looks a little bit misshapen, but you know, they're Bichons. You can make them look almost anything. You can make them look a thin cut like the mom you can see, or you can make them grow out and look like Harvey, which is like a poof ball. And so there's so much you can do, and that's why he's just kind of a little bit between. Is we're kind of waiting another few weeks before we actually get him professionally groomed. But again, look at Bichons. They can look like almost anything. They don't shed. They're hypoallergenic. That's the reason why people love the Bichons. And they're a small breed, but they're not yappy. If there's a weakness of small breeds in general, they're really yappy, and Bichons are not very yappy. Rebekah's pups are able to go home after turning 7 months of age, which is December 14th. 8 months of age is January 14th, or 9 months of age, which is February 14th. Now we're very flexible at those dates, so if you want to get them between those training programs, you can do that. We prorate the price, so you get them at the date that works best for you. Now, if you scroll down, you'll see pictures of Rebekah and Harvey. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see their health clearances, their pedigrees, their personalities. You can learn all about them. There's two things that make us differ from any other Bichon breeder in the world. The first thing is the quality of our parents. Notice that Rebekah was imported in from Europe, comes from generations of show champions and health clearances. Obviously, both parents have all of their health clearances, but more than that, they have generations of it. Harvey is an AKC Grand Champion, one of the best pedigreed American Bichons in the world today, and we bred him, get paid for stud service to breed with our European Rebekah. The second thing that makes us different is that we train every one of our puppies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to summarize the Puppy Training Institute, and we're going to show off Theo in training as of today, so you can see his personality, see how well he's doing in training, and then I'll come back and let you know what you need to do to reserve him. Our Puppy Training Institute has 4 core areas. There's a couple areas that are very visible that we're going to show you on camera with the puppy that's for sale. Some of the areas are a little bit more difficult, but the one area that's very visible to show is outside training, and the big part of that is leash training. Puppies love the pull, love the tug, love the cut in front of you, and so we train them to walk on our left side. We train them that when we stop walking, they do what's called an auto sit. That's where they automatically sit without being told, without having any hand signals. They automatically sit. That builds respect and focus on you. A couple other areas in outside training it's a little bit harder to show is car training, and then also swim training when the weather's warmer. The second area that's very visible is obedience training. All of our trainers are certified dog trainers that's been training dogs for years. They know what they're doing. They're all certified. They all can do Canine Good Citizen. They're all very good trainers, and we work on the obedience commands of sit, down, stay, come, place, kennel, and they are trained extensively in all these areas. Now we have 3 different communication tools we use with the puppies. We use hand signals, we use words, and then we use the training lead that we will provide you. And so as they get older, they get better and better. They can hold their stay longer. They can hold their place longer. They can hold their kennel longer. They can do it with both hand signals and words only. And so they get better and better. The place is when they jump up on the Kuranda cot. You will definitely want to buy a Kuranda cot because that allows the transition for our training to go to you. It's a wonderful command. When we say kennel, they go into their kennel on their own volition. We typically keep the door open, especially as they get older. And we train them, they cannot leave the kennel or really any other door until they are released. The two other areas that's a little bit more difficult that we're going to show you just generic dogs going through this. The one area is house training. We actually spend more time in house training than all the other areas combined. That's about 2/3 of the training. And this is where we work on the most important area of potty training. Of course, we're training them not to use the restroom inside and the signal eventually to go outside. A puppy at 12 weeks of age can typically hold the restroom about 1 hour during the day, whereas a puppy at 6 months can do 4 hours. The same thing is with crate training. We train them to sleep at night in their crate, eat in their crate. And a 12-week-old can typically sleep around 4 to 5 hours without having to be let out. And a 6-month-old, it's 6 to 10 hours. So obviously the longer they're in training, the longer they can be crate trained. We also, though, while they're in house training, we train them not to jump up on us, not to chew things in the house, not to bite our hands. It's very extensive. And then the last area is socialization training. Many people worry about getting a trained or older puppy is that they won't bond. Well, because of our socialization program, our puppies bond very quickly. In fact, we've never had a client complain about that. And so in our socialization, we're training them not to be afraid of thunderstorms. We're training them not to be afraid of the hair dryer, of the blow dryer, of a vacuum cleaner. We have a TV in our puppy training area, in our house training area where we're socializing them. They go on field trips when they get older. We work extensively on them being handled. We have 20 plus people that work for us, so these puppies are handled by multiple people and they're socialized extensively. That is our Puppy Training Institute. Now, if you're interested in this puppy, read through this entire page. If you scroll to the bottom, you'll see pictures that we just took. Right above the pictures are the prices for each training level. Now, some people do have a hard time finding the prices, so in this video, we're going to show you where prices are found on a typical page. But the prices you see in this video may not be this exact puppy. You do need to look at their page. And then right below this video is a link that says, click here to fill out puppy application. Click on the link, fill it out. We will respond to you within 24 hours. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this video of Theo. Again, this is Mr. Black of Rebekah and Harvey's litter. Thank you so much, and God bless.